Go back to our CSS discussion and work on layout number 3. So if we go to courses, VT 1400, CSS, layout number 3, let's go ahead and grab that code. Copy that. I'm going to go ahead and paste that into Text Wrangler. Once we get it into Text Wrangler, I'm going to save it as layout 3.html, desktop save. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit bigger, display 18, so you can see it on screen a little bit better. Alright, so we've got our layout 3. Let's go ahead and drag that layout 3 into the browser and see what we're going to be building. So it looks like we're going to be building out a navigational structure, kind of a content area where we drop some things in, and then a bottom navigation. Okay, let's go through the code on this. We start with doctype HTML, head, HTML head, title, layout 3, style CSS. Again, this is an internal style sheet. Our body tag in HTML, this selector is going to have a background of looks like a little bit of light gray, and it's going to have 0 margins. So we could actually add in /* background color light gray in the comments, and sets all margins. It's going to look a lot like that, to 0. So that's what will happen in body. Container, if we look down at the HTML code, what are we playing with? So if we look, we have our body tag and then div ID container. So we're going to be looking at the properties and values that we set within the container, and then there's some links and then a content piece, and that's about it on the layout. So let's go ahead and look at that. So container, it's going to be 700 pixels, 0 pix for all 4 paddings. 10 in auto means it's going to set the top and bottom margins to 0, and left and right centers it. What that means is if I change the size of my browser window, it will still center the items inside that container. So that's what the auto and the margin means. Links, so it's going to set the list type, position, and image to none. Margin, again, all 4 margins to 0. Padding, all 4 paddings to 0. Width, it's going to set the width of the container to 700 px. Background, it's going to set the background color to red. Height is going to be 35 px. Margin bottom, it's going to have a 10 px. Color, again, this is the text color. It's going to be white. It's going to put a solid light gray line around the element, and then the left border is going to be 0. So that's the ID links. And if we look down in our HTML code, we've got UL ID links. So that's right here. Let's go back up. We have links LI. So float left, that's going to take each of the elements and position them left to right. Width is going to be 140 pixels. Padding and margin are going to be 0 on all 4. Links LIA. Let's go ahead and look down for that. So we have links LI and then A. So links LIA. So that's where we're setting our properties and values now. Display block, it's going to take the full available space. Height is going to be 35 pixels. Line height, what that does is that gives you an ability to center the link vertically within the element. And it's set at 35 px. Text align center, it's going to center the text. It's going to make the text color white, 14 point, bold, without underlining, and it's going to put a gray line around it. Now let's look at the ID links to. So where are we going to be doing that? So we go down in the HTML code, and we have ID links and ID links to. So where that's going to show up on the page is down here at the bottom, this ID links to. So in that space. So what do we have there? We have UL ID links to So let's go look at the properties and values that we're setting within that. Links to, so list style none. We've already talked about margins at 0, paddings at 0, width at 700 px, height at 35, bottom margin at 10, and putting a border around it, and then the border left is set to 0. Links to LI, so let's go down and look at those. Links to LI, so right in here, see what we're setting those elements to. So we're going to float them left, make them 140 pixels wide, and no margins or paddings. Links to LIA, let's go ahead and look at those properties and values. So you got links to, so your ID links to LI, and then A, so we're playing with that right there. So block, what that does is that takes the full width available. Height is going to be 35 pixels. Line height is going to be 35 pixels. Again, that's your vertical positioning of the element. Text align center, so it's going to center it. It's going to make the text color to dark gray, and it's going to set a 12-point font size. Number sign content. Now, right here, if we look at our ID content, that's what's going to match up with this. So background is going to be a light gray. The minimum height is going to be 570 px, and so if we look at it, our min height is 570 px. It's got a light gray background. Padding, so the top and the bottom padding is going to be 20 pixels, and the right and left is going to be 60. It's going to have a solid dark gray line around it, and the text color is going to be dark gray. So not quite black, but dark gray on those. Now video, we actually drop a video in this piece. You can kind of see div ID video right here, and we're just embedding a video that comes in from YouTube. So that's a that's a little skill that you can have to frame in a video within this div. So the ID video, it's going to be 420 px wide. It's going to have a 0 top and bottom margin, and it's going to center it left to right. And that's about it as we look at the CSS styling on layout number 3. So